He walked into Disneyland unannounced, stood perfectly still on the ride, and waited.
People are what they... Oh,
you can't curse in a Disney film, mate. See?
What happened next, no one saw coming, including Disney. Johnny Depp is one of those rare figures who blurs the line between the character and the man. But behind the cameras, the costumes, and the chaos, there are moments so raw, so unexpectedly human, that they tell a story no movie ever could. This is that story.
You can keep Barbosa?
There is something poetic about an actor who cannot separate himself from the role he was born to play. Johnny forgets his lines.
Square my debt with Jones. Guarantee my freedom. What's in there?
action.
You can keep Barbosa. The belligerent homunculus in his...
And the crew laughs.
Let's go back to the beginning.
You laughed first, eh? I didn't.
Again. But you can see it in his eyes. He is not acting lost. He simply never left the character. The rum was never the problem. The problem was that Jack Sparrow was always more real than anyone admitted. No cameras, no publicist, no announcement. Just a man in a pirate hat walking down a hospital corridor toward a child who had forgotten, at least for a moment, what pain felt like. These visits were never meant to be seen, and that is precisely what makes them worth seeing. Some performances are not for audiences. They are for the one person in the room who needs them most. He did not ask for permission. He simply put on the coat, the hat, the rings.
Sometimes you do the dressing up as Jack Sparrow. You seem to like that.
I just run around the house like that.
And walked into the ride like he belonged there. Because in a strange way, he did. The moment a guest realized the statue had turned its head and smiled, the line between fantasy and reality dissolved completely. That is the quiet power of someone who understands that illusion is just truth, wearing a costume.
Didn't you go to Disneyland? I mean, that must have caused a sensation.
I did something that I thought, how great would it be to be able to have the opportunity to stand there as some sort of animatronic until the people come by, and then you start screaming, and all these years later, I got the chance to do it, so I was very excited. These boats are going to come around the corner, and they just sort of looked at me as they were coming around, and I'm frozen, and I went, "Oi!" What are you looking at? And then, nothing. Wow. Wow, that's a pretty good animatronic.
He once played with Barbie dolls. He was once arrested. He says both with the exact same energy.
You enjoy playing with Barbie dolls?
Well, not as much as I used to, let's say.
I don't know how this got in here, but you sleep in the nude.
Unbothered, amused, completely at peace with the contradictions of who he is. Ellen leans in, the audience laughs, but the real moment is subtler. This is a man who stopped performing for approval a very long time ago.
I'm going to ask a question, and we will all answer, I have or I have never. And the first one is, never ever have I been to a nude beach. Never ever have I been arrested. Never ever have I joined the Mile High Club.
He was 17. He had crossed a room full of legends just to stand in front of his hero. And Iggy Pop looked him up and down and insulted him directly to his face. Most people would have crumbled. Johnny laughs telling the story decades later. which tells you everything you need to know about how he was forged.
You met Iggy Pop. Your band was supporting him? Is that how it happened?
Yeah, I was 17 years old. We were on tour. We sort of did a lot of opening act stuff, you know, around, and we had 2 shows with Iggy Pop in Gainesville. So I mean, Iggy was one of my heroes, you know. And he walked over to me with this beagle on a leash, and he got like that close to my face. And I'm looking at Iggy Pop's blue eyes, and he takes so much time, and he just says, "You little turd."
The greatest mentors do not always know they are teaching. Pink, a woman who has stood on stages in front of thousands, was too nervous to say hello. She saw him in a record store and walked away.
Do you know Johnny himself, or?
I've met him once.
You met him once.
Yeah.
Was that tonight, or?
No,
No.
I dodged that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Why? Did something
'cause
bad happen?
I can't talk.
Oh, you have a crush on him.
What does it say about someone when their presence alone rewrites the confidence of the people around them? When Johnny finally appears on that Kimmel stage beside her, her reaction is not excitement. It is relief. The moment she'd been carrying for years had finally arrived.
It was so dumb. I was hiding behind records in a record store, and I was like, "Don't do this. I don't want to meet him." And he made me do it.
I think he did the right thing.
I don't think it went well. I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, I saw Alice. I'm gonna be writing a song." He's like, "You saw Alice Cooper?" I was like, No. I saw the movie Alice Anyway, you were great. He's like, "Oh, I thought you were telling me you saw Alice Cooper."
Paid anyway if there is a.
No.
You don't. Yeah.
Go away.
You literally.
That was awful. You guys just suck. I hate you.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
In the middle of a routine press interview, Johnny casually lights something near a prop explosive. And the room holds its breath.
Can we tonto pronto?
Yeah,
Tanto?
I'm pretty uncoordinated,
Okay.
but I can. How was that?
Okay. Yeah, that was good. This is actually dangerous.
I probably shouldn't be smoking near
Yeah,
this.
that's really dangerous.
It is. I don't think they'll like it on the plane,
do you-
but the bird is going to stay with it.
He does not flinch, he barely blinks. There's a specific kind of calm that only belongs to people who have spent so long living inside chaos that the real world simply cannot surprise them anymore. Disney executives were confused. Of course they were. He was playing a pirate as though he were a rock guitarist who had survived every decade by refusing to care what the world thought of him. And in doing so, Johnny created something that was never quite a character. It was a philosophy. Keith Richards gave him the skeleton. Johnny gave it a soul. Every mask Johnny Depp has ever worn, the pirate, the eccentric, the stranger, was never really a disguise. It was always a mirror. And what it reflects back is something most of us spend our entire lives trying to find. The freedom to be fully, unapologetically yourself. If this portrait of the man behind the legend stayed with you, you already know what to do.